Welcome to Behind the Project with me, Shanta Honeycutt, where I am in conversation with creatives and professionals across different mediums or sectors about their lessons and discoveries, along with a fun, unrelated bonus question. In this episode, I'm talking with Lauren, who describes herself as a creative at heart and as someone who moves from the cultivated quiet within to turn up the volume full out. Let's hear more from Lauren. Lauren, thank you so much for joining us. I'm excited.
Oh, me too. Thanks, Shanta.
Introduce yourself to the listeners.
At this moment that we're speaking, I am in my store called Ritual Mendocino. So I am a shop owner in Mendocino, California, and it is a world antiques and artisanal goods shop. That is the main meal, so to speak, these days. And I'm also a musician, an artist, and I write and meander in the woods when I'm not inside. Yeah.
Meander in the woods when you're not being an adult running a shop, right?
That's right.
So the first question is really about any project from any point in your life, whether you led it or were a part of it. It also can be something that's still in progress. Tell me about the project and tell me what surprised you or wowed you about it.
I'm going to speak to this business. It's been a very creative endeavor for me, which that is one piece I didn't anticipate, how much my aesthetic sensibility came forward and working with colors and interiors and using that part of myself that I was like, oh, that's just something that I do. It's like all these kind of natural abilities just came forward in even brighter colors, so to speak. And that is something that I wouldn't have anticipated enjoying so much, and being really a nourishing part of the process in the space and creating the space, curating, making it really a place that's inviting and welcoming and that people feel like they can access and touch into.
If you had to start all over again from this process of starting your business, what would you do differently? Is there something you would do differently?
I would say a lot of last year, which was the first year in business, I was I was running around a lot, I think, but that was part of the learning process, which is just figuring out, okay, what makes sense for this demographic that comes to this place, like what items actually sell. It would be my wish that I had started out sooner with more smaller items and more jewelry, more pottery, more, just things that people can take with them because it's quite a tourist driven town.
Okay, last wild card question. You are tasked with creating a garden, but you cannot plant the usual things you would plant in a garden, like plants, flowers, fruits, vegetables. What kind of garden are you going to create and what would you want to bloom there?
I love this metaphor and that you brought it up because that theme is with me as I feel like I've been entering into a new chapter in the last few months. And so the metaphor of like new shoots and things coming up internally feels very true for me. The first thing that came to mind, which might sound, different, is joy. Like I would have joy bloom. And of course, that brings me into the deeper place of like, oh, how does one have joy bloom in their life? What are the seeds that we plant and water and tend to? And I feel like it's my wish for anyone who would be in my garden would be that they would feel inspired to plant their own ideas, dreams, visions for what brings them joy. So for me, that has been serving the community and been really stepping into owning that I am good at this. I'm good at a lot of things and honoring that by expressing more of it in my life. So it would be both something that I would want for others and for myself.
And is there anything else you want to add as we close?
To piggyback onto that idea, which I didn't even know that's where this is going to go, is that, if you want to do something, go for it. Just try it, learn, have courage to, not know something and figure it out. And please make mistakes. You're going to, that's life. And, be kind to yourself.
Thank you so much for joining us. And if you want to learn more about Lauren and her practice, please visit the links provided in the show notes. As always, I encourage you to keep thinking about the lessons and stories of all of your projects. What's the story behind your project?